2018 will be a big year for the X-Men. This week, 20th Century Fox set release dates for 3 upcoming films in their X-Men franchise. According to The Hollywood Reporter, a New Mutants movie is less than a year away, scheduled for an April 13th release. Deadpool 2 will hit theaters not long after on June 1st, and on November 2nd, X-Men Dark Phoenix will presumably conclude the time-hopping quadrilogy by taking another crack at the Dark Phoenix saga. The 3 X-Men films will inflate an already packed year of Marvel Studios movies, with Black Panther in February, Avengers Infinity War in May, and Ant-Man and Wasp set for July. Meanwhile, Sony has a Venom movie on the schedule for October and an animated Ultimate Spider-Man movie in December. Over on the TV side of things, the Marvel Cinematic Universe continues to expand, and now we have our first look at Freeform's Cloak and Dagger. Scheduled to air next year, the trailer is high on teen drama and low on drug-induced superpowers, but there are a couple good visuals to be had. And speaking of Freeform, the network will be getting a second Marvel show next year as well. New Warriors will be a live-action comedy featuring Squirrel Girl, Mr. Immortal, Night Thrasher, Speedball, Microbe, and Debris. The show will be based on Zeb Wells' 2005 run of the book, which had the team combining their heroics with reality television, because what could possibly go wrong with that? And in non-Marvel news, over on Netflix, Carmen Sandiego is coming back. Netflix announced this week that a new animated series about the educational thief is being produced for a 2019 release. The 20-episode series will feature Gina Rodriguez as the voice of Carmen Sandiego and explore Carmen's origins. But for things coming out this year, hitting theaters this week, we have The Circle. Like a full-length feature of a Black Mirror episode, The Circle has Emma Watson discovering the dangers of big data gathering and that not even Tom Hanks can resist the corruption that kind of power brings. This idea may also be explored on Through the Wormhole with Morgan Freeman on the Science Channel, which starts its 8th season this week. And in video games, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe will finally give Nintendo Switch owners something besides Zelda to play. Featuring all the DLC characters from the Wii U title, plus a few new additions like the Squid Kids, the game also adds item stacking and a revamped battle mode. Whether that'll be worth buying the game all over again if you'd already dropped $70 on the Wii U version will be up to you to decide. Over on PC, we have Dragon Quest Heroes 2. Fans of Dragon Quest and Dynasty Warriors may want to check this one out. This sequel has more hack-and-slash action and introduces online co-op to the game, a feature lacking in far too many Dynasty Warriors-style games. For VR users, Batman Arkham VR will turn you into Batman. A kind of clumsy Batman with disembodied hands, but Batman nonetheless. Or, for something that I'm sure will be equally intense, you could play Elevator VR. It's an elevator simulator. That is all. Next up, BlazBlue's Central Fiction is the newest entry in the fighting game franchise. The addition of 4 new characters brings the roster up to 35 fighters, and the game will feature a new overdrive mechanic, which boosts your power for a limited time and can even pause the round timer. Meanwhile, Slice, Dice, and Rice offers a new take on the 2D fighter. With successful hits dealing lethal damage, the game focuses primarily on dodges and parries until you can get that killing blow. Looking like a game from 15 years ago, The Zombiest Adventures in the Perverted Age of Enlightenment with a pinch of woodpunk isn't really the most impressive game out this week, but it does have the most impressive title. Meanwhile, Riptail is just an okay title, yet still looks like a more impressive game even though it's an NES-style 2D platformer with 3 colors. Go figure. For RTS fans, Warhammer 40k Dawn of War 3 looks like a good time. If a good time means the wholesale slaughter of your enemies with a variety of horrors taken from the nightmares of the heavy metalhead. And speaking of nightmares, Little Nightmares is a creepy-looking stealth game that appears to play off of everything you were ever afraid of as a child. And finally, One Dog Story is a Metroidvania-style game featuring a gun-wielding dog, and it looks pretty great. With a ton of weapons and some interesting boss designs, this is definitely a game to keep an eye on. Wrapping things up with this week's CGBros video, Paint by Cubicle Culture Animation is a pretty cool imagining of what the creative process looks like inside the head of an artist. And finally, this week's awesome video is another philosophical lesson from Wisecrack, explaining absurdism via the philosophy of Szechuan sauce.
The only thing that Rick's love of Szechuan sauce means is that it means nothing. The quest for Szechuan sauce isn't creating meaning, it's a reflection of the absurdity of being driven by, well, anything.
And that's everything for this week, so which Marvel movie are you most excited for? Let me know in the comments. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, maybe share this video with a friend, and have a great week!